The month is September, and the day is the 1st. And Bogart finds out that Forza Horizon 3 will be available 4 days early if he buys the Ultimate Edition. So guess what I did? I bought the Ultimate Edition because Forza Horizon and Forza Horizon 2 were some awesome games. I loved them. They were amazing. The original Horizon was awesome and unique in its own way, being that it was the first venture from Forza to go out into an open world type game and allow you to go wherever you wanted, and not just on a track. Off-road, on-road, with expansion packs and different things to do constantly. A whole new layout, a festival, all kinds of ways to modify your car. It was awesome and epic in almost every single way. It had its bugs though. I remember explicitly that there was areas of the map where I could drive and I'd fall directly through it. Even to this day, I'm pretty sure that there's a couple of those dead areas out there on the map if I loaded it up right now. Forza Horizon 2 was even more awesome because when I discovered Forza Horizon, it was right before Horizon 2 was about to come out. So I was able to play Horizon and Horizon 2 on the Xbox 360 back to back. And it was amazing. I loved it. Horizon 2 was a little bit better off because they had enough time to refine the formula that they had discovered worked in Horizon and allow you to have an even wider open area, a bigger map. But Horizon 2 on the Xbox 360 was a lot different than Horizon 2 on the Xbox One, which is the reason why I bought it on both platforms. That's right. I spent collectively $120 on game discs just so I could play it on the enhanced Xbox One version. I loved it. It was amazing, and the size of the map even got bigger with the Xbox One edition of Horizon 2. It added the airport in, an area behind the airport, and it was just awesome. The polish was a lot more. There's a couple things that I would change about it, kind of like the car meets and stuff like that were all over the map, weren't really to my tasting, and they didn't really sit well with other people, which is the reason why in Horizon 3 we only got one car meet location. And I can tell you that I've made the mistake of driving too close to that car meet location in free roam, online, and getting sucked into the car meet and getting kicked out of my online session. So that still needs to be polished up. On the Horizon 3, today, the 15th of January 2018, I uploaded my first video about a review of a game. It was on Need for Speed Payback. It was a little bit slow. I rambled on like I normally do, and I gave what I thought was an honest review from my perspective. But I've only played Need for Speed Payback for a collective total of maybe about 15-20 hours. Just enough to beat the storyline and play around online a little bit, and then grind through a couple races, get some money, and then buy some cars and get some achievements. Horizon 3 though, I've logged a lot more hours, and it's been out for a lot longer respectively. As you can see right here, I have the Xbox One X Enhanced version, which is the update that was released either yesterday, today, I don't know. I just downloaded it right now. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this and give you guys my honest opinions on Horizon 3 and what it's like. I think that I'm pretty entitled to talk about this because I am one of the original Ultimate Edition purchasers. So I got the game early. I got all the DLC for it. It promised me the car packs, to which it failed, and I had to pay for extra car packs later on. I got the first couple for free, or added on to the $100 price that I paid for the game in the first place. I got the expansion pass, which was awesome, so I both got Blizzard Mountain and Hot Wheels expansion. Just fine. No big deal there. And yeah, I went along and I paid the extra, I think it was $6 per car pack after it was over with. So it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. I got a lot of content for $100, but it kind of buzzed me when they were asking for more money for car packs later on. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm about to hop in to the game, and we're going to go over a couple of things that I found in the game that I don't like, but they're very few. There's a lot more out there that I really do like about this game. Things that they've done right. Things that I hope will continue on to Horizon 4. Because, as we know, Forza Motorsport has been going semi-annually. So every other year we get a Forza Motorsport. And they've locked that in with Horizon. So Horizon and then Horizon 2 came out semi-annually, so every other year, 2 years separating them. Horizon 3 came out in 2016. It's now 2018. So speculation is, especially on the Forza forums, that we're going to get another Horizon by this fall of 2018. It's still a ways off, you know, a couple months separating us. I can't wait, but thank God that there are games in between for us to play until Horizon 4 gets here. I'm excited for The Crew 2. I'm going to play the crap out of that game. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to love every minute of it because the original Crew was a very good game too. And of course, everybody's all excited about Red Dead Redemption 2. And we're going to do that as well. But right now, it's all about that Horizon. Or base. You pick. So Horizon is awesome as far as any game's concerned just because it has the simple context of you get to do whatever you want. Within the parameters of the game, of course. But this one's more like a sandbox than the rest of them have been. This one's way more open, and of course it's more open because the Xbox One is way better at processing and rendering everything, textures and trees and cars and, you know, NPCs and stuff than the Xbox 360 ever could possibly be, just because it's newer hardware and it's a lot more sophisticated. I do like the open world aspect of Horizon 3, just like Horizon 2 was on the Xbox One. It was still a little bit limited on the Xbox One and Horizon 2 because it did have some dead areas where they were blocked off, and I noticed on Horizon 3 there's probably 3 specific areas I can think of off the top of my head that do have some areas where they've been blocked off. Either by guardrails or low walls or something like that. And I have taken a lot of time to kind of reach the game's limits. Part of the things that I first learned when playing the game was something that just happened to me right now. Finding out which trees were solid and which trees weren't. Especially when you are in like the Goliath circuit race at the end of the game and you fly off the track and you don't hit a solid tree, it's the best feeling in the world because then you know you can get right back on the track and not have to come to a dead stop just like that. So that's awesome. I like that. Some trees are breakable, some trees aren't breakable. The exploration's awesome. I'm one of those guys that likes to get all of the collectibles right away. So before I ever played this game online, I went out and I discovered every single road in Australia, or Forza Horizon 3's version of Australia. I discovered all the roads, I found all the discount signs, or fast travel signs, I apologize, there is no discount signs in this version. I found all the fast travel signs, I went out and raced most of the races. I now have gotten the achievements for finishing every single expedition in the game, as well as every single championship in the game, so I've done quite a bit of time on this. Then when I started playing online, I found quite a few people to play with, they're good people. I'm not that good at racing. My average online finishing position is about 3rd place, but I think that's better than most. And I'm happy with being mediocre because the game's still fun. It's been so long. I've been doing this for, well, since it came out, since I got it for the Ultimate Edition, and I still play it regularly every single week, at least a couple hours a week, just because it still has that much more to offer. I haven't completed all of the achievements for Blizzard Mountain or Hot Wheels, just because those things didn't really sit as well as the original game did to me. Blizzard Mountain came out very early on, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. I completed the storyline of it and did the King of the Mountain event, and then I was pretty much done with it. I revisited it a couple of times for Forzathon achievements, but that was pretty much it. Now that's another thing. Good segue there. Forzathons. Let me just say that that's a very good reason to come back and continue to play this game. I love the Forzathons. They did what EA has been trying to do with microtransactions. Keep people playing the game. EA kind of screwed up and did microtransactions, and we all know how it happened with Battlefront 2. Boom! But Forza decided to do something completely different. They said, if we go ahead and keep them coming back by giving them rewards for free for completing in-game achievements every single month, pretty much every single weekend since the game came out, That's going to create that base of people that are going to revisit the game constantly over and over, and I myself included. The only problem I see with that is where I fell off. I decided it was going to be good for me to not have a job for a little while. So I didn't have enough money to pay for internet or Xbox Live. So in the middle of 2017, or the beginning of 2017, I can't remember exactly which, I decided that was going to be what my plan was. So I wasn't going to be playing Forza Horizon 3 for about a month and a half. In that span of time, 2 additional barn find cars came out, which was awesome. I love looking for the barn finds. Like I said before, I'm one of the collecting guys. I can't speak right now. But when they said that they were going to be available for a limited time and then never available again, that really hit home with me. It's kind of crazy because even like the Pterodyne truck, right? That big truck that was in Fast 5, I missed out on that Forzathon during that time span too. But you know what? Later on, probably 2-3 months later, they offered it again in a Forzathon to win, and I was excited because that was a car that I was missing. So I was able to do and fulfill the achievement in order to get that Pterodyne truck, and I was happy. That was awesome. Why don't they do that with the barn finds? Because I can't even buy the barn finds on the auction house. I've tried. It doesn't work for some reason. It might be me just bugging, I'm not sure, but I've looked into it and it doesn't seem to be possible no matter what I do. So I've been a little bit upset. But that's just a small thing in the grand scheme of things. This is an awesome game. This game has held my attention longer than any other game ever has. Even AAA games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I put a lot of time and hours and effort into those games. Black Ops 2 is the first Call of Duty game that I ever prestiged on. And it still only held me, and I had plenty of people to play with. It still only held my attention for a small amount of time compared to this game. This game keeps on giving. It's awesome. I love it. And I really look forward to see what they're going to do with Horizon 4. It's going to be epic, and I guarantee you I'm going to be one of the people to pre-order that game too. Probably put another $100 down on it just so I can get a little bit extra, a little bit more. The promise of some expansion packs here and there. Maybe a couple Porsches. You never know. The other thing in Forza that I like is the customization. Customization is concerned in any racing game that's open world. Need for Speed had it down pat back in the day. Need for Speed Carbon was awesome. You can customize so many things in your car, but the game's world was very small. Just because it had limitations. That was PlayStation 2 era, PlayStation 3 era, Xbox 360 era. It came out on all 4 of those platforms as well as the Wii. And PlayStation 2 and Xbox and the Wii definitely didn't have as much computing power as what we have today. Not even an 18th amount. Customization's awesome. But as we all saw when Forza Horizon 3 first came out, everybody got the Dodge Dart, and everybody put a V12 swap in it, and everybody got a super tune for the drag strip, and everybody thought they were cool. You're not cool. Your Dodge Dart's the same as everybody else's. We all got the Dodge Dart in this game, and we all did that. We've grown out of it. Now V12s belong in Lamborghinis. That's where they belong. Quit thinking you're special. I was one of those kids, though. I put the V12 in the Dodge Dart, and I thought I was cool. And I realized I wasn't. Then came the Jaguar. That was an amazing undertaking. Because we all found, what was it, not the Renault Alpine, what was it, Alfa Romeo Stradale 33, I think, or something along those lines. Some variation thereof. The 33 Stradale or something like that was the fastest car in Horizon 2. And we loved it, but it was, it was obtainable. It only cost, a couple $100,000 or something like that, maybe $1 million, and we could all buy it and get it, and use it. Then, in this game, the Jaguar Type D was the one that was like, or D-Type was like the fastest car in the game, 300 plus miles an hour, all kinds of crazy, and we all wanted that car, and we all wanted to take it down the the highway, so that way we could try and beat our friends and beat everybody else in the whole wide world at top speed. Just about the time that was happening, the glitches started coming out. And I remember Horizon 2, there was a glitch where you can just level your car up on a wall and get the wheels to spin super fast, and it would raise your top speed up to just ungodly amounts, like 10,000 miles an hour or something insane. You could do it with a Lamborghini. In this game, there was a couple glitches that I found out about a little bit late. After I had seen my first 999 level person online. I was like a level 143, and I was racing online, and this person had a star instead of a level, and I was like, wow, does that mean that they're a developer? Does that mean that they bought a better edition of the game than I did? What does it mean? So I went online, and I did a quick Google search, and found out that that's a level 999. So they played the game enough in the short span of time, and keep in mind, I had a lot of time to play the game, so I was only a level 150, 140 something, and they were already level 999, and I had played it almost every single hour since it came out, and I was one of the people that got it first. How? How did they do that? How did they progress so far so fast? So then I started looking into the glitches, and I found out about it. After they had already patched it, so I couldn't use this glitch myself, because believe me, I would have. There was a glitch where you could go and drive a car that was a drift spec car for Horizon Edition, where it would give you a drift bonus, and you could drift into a guardrail on a certain race, and once you got your drift tap multiplier up, where you get like drift taps gave you like 3,000 points for your wheel spin or whatever the heck it was called, and you could continuously drift tap over and 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 over, and you would get your skill multiplier up to just ungodly heights. Like, I saw one guy that went online and he posted on YouTube, and he had billions of points in his skill multiplier. It was absolutely insanity. And after that happened, you could level up off the experience that you gained from doing the drift multiplier. So that's how they leveled up very quickly, and of course they got tons and tons of skill points to put towards any perk that they wanted, and it was crazy, and they were able to do it and cheat the system like that. Well, Turn 10 got a hold of it and figured it out pretty quick that kids were doing this, and it was kind of cheating the system, and it was becoming a little bit unfair. People probably complained a little bit about them, and through the forums and stuff like that, so they patched it. The second one that I found out about was where you take a low-slung car and you go over to really any point in the map where it would bottom out and let it sit there. As long as it stayed over the area where it would bottom out, it would continuously float over the ground, and it would give you airtime, multipliers and stuff like that for getting air, like going over a jump. So I did that, but that was after they patched the issue with the drift spec multiplier. When they patched that, they also created it to where no matter how high your skill multiplier goes, you can only get 3 skill points in a row. That was maxed out. So I think 3 skill points equates to around, I think it's 400,000 skill points will get you 3, or 400,000 points in your skill multiplier will get you 3 skill points. So even though I could get 1,000,000 points, 1,000,000,000 points, 1,000,000,000,000 points, a gajillion points doing the air multiplier trick, it wasn't doing anything for me each time, because all I was getting was 3 skill points each time I did it. And I got kind of bored with that once I got to my skill multiplier up to a couple million, and I was like, oh, look at it, so bad, And then they patched that too. So there was no way for me to do that. So right now I'm sitting somewhere in the 490s, I think, maybe even at 490 for my driver level, and I'm happy with that. I've played the game a crapload, and I really haven't cheated all that much, and I've had a whole lot of fun doing it. It's a great game. It's awesome. There really are very few faults, very few things that I would have done differently. I do like the multiple festivals. It is a nice thing. I do like how big the map is. I like driving on the wrong side of the road for Americans. It's awesome. It's immersive. It allows you to really kind of sink yourself into Australian culture versus American culture, because this game's set in Australia. The weather's awesome. I like the weather effects. That's something that has really only been a thing for the last 5-7 years. Weather in video games used to just be like, oh, it got cloudy, or this map is cloudy, or this map is dark, or this race is dark, And now it changes and moves with you, and we take advantage of all these new technologies that they've created. And you got to think, there's been a couple 100,000 people sitting in an office for a couple million hours collectively working to code all this stuff in, and we take it for advantage. It's awesome. So that's the reason why I try to be as fair as possible whenever I review a video game like this. I love this game. This game is awesome, but it's not for everybody. Some people are hardcore into the track racing scene and they want it to be as realistic as possible. And this one's a little more arcade-like, where you have steering that's a little easier to come by, cars that go a little bit faster than what you're supposed to. There's engine swaps that are just ridiculous. There's different specifications that are crazy. And if you're playing on a computer, you can modify the crap out of this game. I saw a kid online do a 1 kilogram car and drive that around. Then I had the same guy on a different video. He made a car that weighed as much as the Earth and tried to drive that. And he gave it like billions of horsepower by modifying the game's code within the files. So there's a lot of availability to kind of screw and tweak with it. But on the Xbox, where I like to play on the Xbox One X, it's pretty balanced. Even in online gameplay, where I get an average place of third, that's because that's where I'm at. That's my skill level. I'm not the greatest racer in the world, but I'm not the worst either. I sit somewhere in the middle, and it reflects by my finishing points, my finishing location in every race. Let me know what you guys think. This is as honest as I possibly can be, and I've been thinking about doing a video like this for a long time on Horizon 3. Good and bad, all in. I want to give Horizon 3 a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me. I think that it's that good. Now, a 9 is near perfect, and this game is far from it. There's a lot of flaws out there. There's a lot of things that are wrong with it. There's a lot of things that I'd like to change that I didn't list here because they're just a little too petty to say. What do you guys think, though? I'd like to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what was wrong, what was right. I don't care. Go ahead and find out what my gamertag is, or ask me for my gamertag. Come on and play with me. I'm on every single weekend. I play some form of Xbox game every single weekend. Whether it's a racing game, a shooting game, Grand Theft Auto I play a lot of. Hit me up. Let's talk. Let's chat. And also, follow me on Mixer at B0G4RT. Facebook and YouTube, all under the same name. Thanks, guys, and I really hope to be able to do more of these game reviews in the future. Look out for one on The Crew 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and any other games that come out in the meantime that I end up playing. Also, I'll leave you with this. If you want to help me out, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what you want me to improve on to make a good YouTube channel, a good stream, anything. Let me know, so that way I can improve myself. And also, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.